Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another live at Elizabeth's Craft Designs. My name is David, and today we're going to be making a fun card. Let me see. A lot of people came in already. I do apologize for the rough start. I don't know what went wrong. I just did a live yesterday. Everything was fine, and now it wasn't. Nothing has changed in between, so don't ask me why, but it is sorted. We're there. We're live. So yeah, let's go ahead. Hi Dina, hi Kim, hi Amanda. Anne is here. Actually, yes, I had a haircut this week. That's true. Well spotted. Hi Belinda, good to see you again. Yeah. Hi Patricia. Hello Connie. Good to see you all. Well, we had a bit of a delay at the start, but we're there and we're going to have some fun tonight. So let's switch the camera. But before we switch the camera, please like, share and comment to win that gift certificate. That's important. It's a lot of money you can win. So do that. And let us know in the comments that you did it, because then Anya will have a better job figuring it out. Technology. Right. You never know what you're going to get. You're absolutely right. Anyways, I'm quite good with technology as long as it works. And when it doesn't work, I'm like, Daniel, help. And then he's always there to the rescue. So that's good. Right, let's switch cameras so we can have a look at what I'm doing today, shall we? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Still people coming in. Good to see. Good, Andrea. Like, comment and share it. Hi, Ruli. Hi, Jen. Well, what you see here on my desk are a lot of different stuff. I'm gonna make a card today, but it's not gonna be a standard card. I'm gonna be playing. Well, I guess you could say mixed media. I'm gonna use this fantastic stencil from the new Planner Essentials release, and as you can see, they are already well loved. I love these stencils, so I'm gonna be using that. I'm going to use different stamp sets, mainly from the latest Art Journal release, and I'm going to also use this one from the Planner Essentials collection, the text stamp on that. I'm going to be using this stamp from the Let's Decorate stamp set. I'm going to use this one as the star of the show, this one with the flowers. I'll put that to the side, and I'm going to use a sentiment. Here we go again. Didn't cough for the whole day. And I'm starting a live and it's starting again. The happy birthday sentiment from this set. So I'm going to be using a lot of different stamps. Hi Marjolein, Marga also still busy at doing, right? I'm going to use acrylic paints in these two colors. We're going to be using Distress Oxides in Carved Pumpkin, Black Suit. We're going to use the Versifine Clair in Green Oasis and Versifine in Black Onyx to stamp. So lots of different inks, lots of different stuff. Also, I'm going to do something fun with this. You'll see that in a minute. Then I've got my card base ready, which is just some nice textured paper. I've got my black matte layer and I've got my card panel ready. Now for the card panel, no, I'm not allergic to you guys. I think it's just craft stuff dust gathering here. I've got a piece of mixed media cardstock here, which I covered. I'm not sure you can see. I covered it with a bit of gesso, and that gives it a bit of a funny structure. And that is, oh, thank you, Anya. That is going to help me with when I put the paint on, and especially with the technique that I'm going to be using. So let's get started. I'm going to put my stamp to the side because that's going to come in a minute. I've got a scrap piece of paper here. I'm going to use my brayer. And what I'm going to do is first I'm going to start to put on some of this orange paint. Just a little dab on my craft mat. And I'm going to pick that up with my brayer. And using my brayer, I will put that orange paint on my card. And the same here at the bottom. Very easy to do. And I'm always taking little bits of paint because why waste? But I need a tiny bit more to put it on here. Just like that. The texture of the gesso is really picking it up. The which is nice. And the gesso always also makes sure that it stays wet a bit longer. Right, now rolling this off on my scrap piece of paper, getting my green paint out. And then I'm going to take that green paint, pick it up, and go over that orange. Now, normally these two colors make mud together, but in this case, because I'm using opaque paints, it's not. If I would have used inks, the chances of getting mud would be a lot bigger. Okay, that's that. Now I'm going to take my stencil and put that over it. First, roll off my brayer. I want that color off there. There we go. Then I'm going to take just a cheap, plain baby wipe. You could also take a wet cloth, but I just like to use baby wipes for this. And then I'm going to rub over this stencil. Just go into all the nooks and crannies. And that will give us a fantastic, fun pattern on that background. So that's the first bit. Let's go back here. Take a clean spot on your baby wipe, because otherwise you will create mud, because then it will mix. And they're fantastic, the stencils, Femke. I'm in love with them. Right, are you ready now for the magic? Look. Ta-da! I just love this effect. So, next, coming back in with a bit of orange paint. Picking that up with my brayer and coming back in there. And the same at the top. Just overlapping a bit. Doesn't matter. Rolling off my brayer again, and I'm going to put down some green. So now I'm just going a bit quicker because you've all seen it, and I'm trying to read the comments at the same time, but that doesn't work. I'm a man, I can't do two things at the same time. So covering up this bit, and also going over that orange again. Like that. And this is going to give us a really grungy base. Now, taking a clean baby wipe because I don't want to make it all muddy. And I'm going over like that. Just rubbing over that again. This is just a very fun technique and it creates a beautiful background. So at least I like that. I rub in. Because I put the gesso underneath, I can take off the paint in a way, and that's what's happening now. If I wouldn't have put on the gesso, the paint would have sinked in to the cardstock way more, and then I couldn't have taken it off. So that's why I'm doing it with a piece of gesso on it. So look at that background. And that's just the first step. We're going to do a lot more to it. So put this to the side for a second and I will just quickly clean this off. Because I don't want to smear it everywhere. Take a piece of paper. Just take off that paint. It really becomes a fun background. And yeah, with that structure from the gesso on there, it's really nice. At least I like it, and I'm happy to see that you guys like it as well. Okay, let me think. Next, I'm going to do some stamping. This can go away as well. Try to keep my work surface a bit tidy because I'm going to do a lot of different stuff. There we go. Now, first things first. I'm going to... This needs to dry first. Good point, David. So I'm just going to quickly give this a bit of heat with the heat tool. Because of the gesso, the paint stays on top a bit, and I of course went over it with the baby wipes, and that makes it wet again. I did that on purpose, Kathy. I didn't want it to be too organized. I wanted this to be grungy, vintage. So, yeah. I'm just drying from the back as well. You can see my paper is curling up. I did the gesso, I think, 10 minutes before I started. And it was completely dry. Gesso dries really quick. So this I'm going to put to the side to dry even further, because what I'm going to do, what I did off camera, I've already stamped these flowers and the vase. And I'm going to color those in. So I'm going to color those in using carved pumpkin. This color really matches my the paint I used. Yeah, the heater is quiet indeed, Belinda. For some reason it mutes it. My microphone mutes it when I'm doing that. So that's good. I like that. Good. Now I'm going to spray this with water. And I'm going to spray my ink. And what I'm going to do is just tap this for the first layer. Just tap that. And I want this to wick out towards the middle. That's why I sprayed it with water first. And this is going to be such a fun card. I think I'm in love with the idea. And I did a test that I've sent to Els already. So, hey, this is an idea I had, but I wasn't too happy with the colors. So I completely changed it around. So Els, this is not what you expected. But yeah, I'm in love with the concept. It's going to be really fun. So I'm just going to let that do its thing. I'm just going to help it along. Again, putting some ink on the side. And I don't mind if I go outside of the lines because I'm going to cut this out. So I'm not too bothered. I actually want this line at the side to be orange as well. Now, if it stops running, that means, oh no, there's still enough water on there. So I'm just gonna come in, just pull that color towards the inside, but I want the outside to be darker than the inside. So that's why I'm constantly pulling the color towards the inside to create the illusion of depth and roundness on this bottle or vase or whatever you call it. A vase, isn't it? It's a vase. So I just love oxides. Okay, this one can dry for a minute because it's really wet. Oh, it might be easier to do it this way. Then I'm going to take this same oxide and I'm going to color these flowers. Now again, I'm not going to be bothered with nice coloring because I'm going to cut this out. There, that's that. Done already. And there's this one. Also done. These can dry. I'm quickly going to give this some heat. Just want to make sure that it's dry and that it's the colors I want. So how's everybody doing? Ready for the weekend? Because it's Friday. Yay! Right, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to come in, pick up my color again. Just on the outside, I'm going to put on a bit more of that darkness, the darker orange, to create even more of a effect. Just some water. No worries, Pat. And if you want to, you can always watch back. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook to watch back. So I'm just darkening up that edge a bit and then pulling it towards the inside. Like so. It always helps me if I look at my screen. I've got a big screen over there. A work weekend. Oh, that's not really the weekend then, is it? But then you'll be off when we are off, probably. Just softening up that line a bit, taking off a bit of color. Just dabbing my paper towel on there. There. I love that. Okay, cleanup time. As I said, I'm going to do a lot of different types of coloring, so I need to keep my workstation neat. Okay, I'll put this to the side because these need to dry before I cut them out. Going back to my panel, just going to give it a tiny bit more heat, but it's nearly there. But since I'm going to stamp on there, I really want this to be dry, dry, dry. Yeah, I saw something about snow in Colorado. That's not good, is it? It's nearly June. Oh my. So now I've got to think about my composition. So I've got my stamping blocks here. And I'm just going to take my stamp, the bottle one. I'm going to put that on my block. And then I'm going to stamp that out using my Distress Black Onyx. And I'll show you why in a second, because you think you've just stamped it and colored it. Why are you doing this? So I'm just putting on a good layer of that Distress Oxide, and I'm going to see where I want to position this. I think I want it a bit to the side, like that, right here, and press it down. Now these stamps stamp beautifully, even with the oxides, where I'm not a big fan of stamping with the oxides. I love them for coloring, but stamping, they're not as crisp as the VersaFine is. But in this case, that's not important at all, because look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to have another watercolor brush. I'm going to dip that in my water. I'm just going to put some on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blur out this line. That creates a bit of a shadow. And where you will see later on that is really fun with the, when I put on the cutout image. And I'm going to even pull this out a tiny bit more. I'm going to put some black on here because I want a tiny bit, because that will be my base, creating a bit more of a shadow, just grounding that bottle a bit. Just like that. This creates a really nice soft shadow. And I have a position where I can put my cutout in a minute. And because this is oxide, Distress Oxides, these are water reactive, so I can really work with them and pull them out. I just have to turn the card around a bit because otherwise I can't really see. So what I'm doing, I'm pulling this color out a bit now, creating that shadow. So now we have a bit of a misty, darker colored base there. Now, this is important. You have to clean off your stamp quite well, because otherwise the oxide will oxidize while putting on the VersaFine. If I would do that next time. So just clean this off quickly. Yeah, I stamped with the Distress Oxide in Black Soot. And now I'm going to stamp my flowers. I'm going to take these out. And I'm just going to see where I want them. I'm just going to stamp these. I think I want it like that. And like that. They're sticking to my hands, but I just need to position them well. There we go. Pick them up. Now I'm going to use VersaFine to stamp these. I'm making a card, Sue. But I'm using art journal stuff, and I'm using a planner stencil. So that was a Planner Essentials planner stencil. So I'm going to put that right there. But of course you can use this technique in a planner. You can use it in an art journal. You can use it any way you want to. Right, and I'm going to stamp again. I want these to overlap ever so slightly. There we go. Well, normally I wouldn't be bothered that much, Belinda, but because I wanted to stamp it twice, it helped me with my composition. So that's stamped. That's good. Quick clean. And I'm going to continue with stamping now, because what I want to do is I want to dry my ink that I put on there, because I have the gesso underneath. The VersaFine inks do not sink in to the card, but keep laying on top. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's very shiny. And if I rub over this, I'll smudge it. I don't want that, so that's why I'll keep it like this. Right. Where did I put all my stamps? Here. Next, I'm going to take this one. I was debating this one or this one, but I think this one matches the background that's on there already quite good. So I'm going to take this one out. And I'm going to take my acrylic block, put it on there. No smudging is a good thing. Absolutely. I've ruined many cards in the beginning by having smudges on my hand, having dirty workstation. You learn. Yeah, live and learn. Right, I'm going to put this one right here. Just coming off the card ever so slightly. Press it down. You can use clear embossing powder, but I don't want the shine on there. And of course there are techniques for that, but no. So that's one. I'm going to put another one right here, just coming off the page, like that. And I'm going to do one more, just about here. But yes, definitely if I would use clear embossing powder and melt that, it would be smudge proof. But I don't want that. But then again, if I heat set this, it's also fine. So that's that one done. Then I'm going to come in with my text stamp. This is from the art, not the art journal collection, but from the Planner Essentials collection. And I'm not going to put that on a block. I'm just going to use that on my fingers. And I'm going to just ink it up like this. I'm going to turn my card around a bit. I'm just gonna stamp that right here. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. Like that. Okay, this one's done. At least with the black it's done. So I just put it down and give it a good rub, because now I want to go in with some green. I hope so, Roelie. I hope so. It's in my head, and in my head it's going to work. But anyways. Right, I'm going to pick up my VersaFine Clair in Green Oasis, and I'm fairly going to do the same. And I'm going to put this greenish stamp just next to the black one. And that will disappear to the background a bit. But it will also pull in the green that's in the background. Just going over this because I really don't care. Now I think this is fine. Just going to put a tiny bit under here. Yeah. Okay, good enough is good enough. There we go. That one can go away as well. So we are actually doing quite well, I think. It's still working because on my phone. Yeah, okay, good. Sorry, I had a bit of a... Good. So this needs to be heat set now. So I'll be doing that. Are you having a heat wave? Well, in the Netherlands, it's thunderstorms and everything. So this is the base of our card. I'm just heat setting the ink on there. Just making sure I will not smudge it. And I can see it's actually drying because it's no longer shiny. It's turning matte. So that's the base done. Now, clean your hands, David. Because I don't want to smudge everything out under. So that's that. Now, next I'm gonna come in with that oxide again. Pick up some water. And I'm just gonna go around these flowers to create a bit of a shadow over there. Just like that. So it doesn't have to be neat at all, because these are going to be covered up as well. I just want a bit of depth and a bit of shadow around the flower heads as well. Just like that. There. Just going to blot that off a bit. Don't know if you can see that. You see that? There's a bit of a black haze around it. That's what we went for. There we go. Right. Next, I'm going to take my little scissors and I'm going to cut out this beautifully dried vase. I'm just going to cut just close to that black line. And I'm not going to be bothered too much. It's an arty, vintagey, grungy look, so it doesn't have to be perfect, which is good for me because I am not good at fussy cutting at all. Getting better at it though. Practice makes perfect, but yeah, I'm not there yet. But this is an easy one to cut out, so I'm not too bothered by that. Yeah, the nature here in the Netherlands is really happy with the rain. That was needed. We had a really dry spell here. Long time no rain. So, there we go. That's one done. I'm sorry, guys, this is quite a bit boring, but I just have to do it. Just have to cut out 4 more little flowers, and then we're done. And again, these are easy to cut out, so that shouldn't take me too long. And I'm just going to cut off all these little things that are sticking out. That's one. Done. Well, if you want to do it perfectly, yes. If you want to do it my way, it's not that difficult. And in this case, it's really easy because I'm just cutting off all the difficult parts. No flowers were hurt in the process, though. Now, these little pointy things are the only difficult thing in this whole fussy cut journey. So if that is the difficult part, I'll be fine, right? Just quickly let me do the other one. I really can't look at your comments and cut at the same time, because then I will lose a finger for sure, knowing me. Yeah, but these don't have matching dies. And to be honest, with this style, the grungy look, I really don't mind fussy cutting them. But like with the beautiful blooms, yes, I need the I need the dies. I can't cut them. But in this case, it's really easy. But I'm with you. If I can buy matching dies, I'll do that. But in this case, I wouldn't have used them anyway, because I wouldn't want the white border around it. So that's another reason to fussy cut, right? If you don't want that white border, there's only one solution, and that is to fussy cut. But I am nearly done. Yep. Okay, that's that. Clean up my mess. There we go. Now, this one, I want to curl up a bit. Is it dry enough? I'm not sure. I need something. Oh, if I wouldn't pay attention, I will cut off my fingers. Does this work? Yeah, it does. Good enough. I just want to curl this paper a bit. Just grab everything that's there, like that. I like that. Cool. This one's nearly done. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take some, this is just, how do you call that in English? Okay, help me out. How do you call this? Yarn? Yarn. Yes, that's what it was. So I'm just gonna take some black yarn. Late to the party, Linda, no problem. Hi. Thread. Oh, okay, I thought it was yarn. What's yarn then? Oh, that's what you use to knit or something? Cotton thread. Yes, that's what it is. There we go. And I'm just gonna pull this apart again. There's a lot of thread here. That is the point. Just gonna put that on here. Like that. I like that. I saw this on YouTube from another lady. I can't remember who it was, but it looked really cool. And I thought, hey, I must try that once. So here we go. That's that. Then I've got a 3D kit. I just, again, I saw that online from someone and I thought I have to try that. So this is a 3D kit and it smells horrible, I must say, but okay. And you just turn it, and I just put big dot in here, like that. And that dries with this structure, which is cool. So now what I'll do is I will position the top of this bottle right there, and I will just push this down, make sure the shadow is all around it. I really love this dimension this stuff gives. See that? And with this glue, the 3D glue, my thread is in place as well. Maybe that's where I saw it, Belinda. Could well be. So that's that. I love that texture of the structure on there. Then, where did it go? There. I was happy because I finally got my hands on some Kids' Choice glue. So I wanted to try that. So I'm just going to put that, I need my tweezers. So what I'm going to do with these little flower buds, flower heads, I'm going to put them on here, just like that. And now you see why I've cut out these little thingies, because they still peek out. But I really love how this pops off the page. And this one is going to go here. And then this glue works great. Just a tiny bit behind here. There we go. And a tiny bit behind here. There. This one needs to go there. Push them down. Ooh. There we go. Right. Close up that glue because otherwise I can throw it away. Okay. That's all on there. And you can see now, you really see those shadows that are behind the bottle, etc. So that is that part done. Now, I want to take my First Divine Clair in summertime, and I just want to go around the edge using a stencil brush just to darken that edge ever so slightly. I just want the focus to be on the inside of this card. So you, by darkening the edge, you pull the focus right into the center of your card. That's why it's always a good idea to do this, at least in my humble opinion. And I wanted to get rid of that white corner as well. So that's that. You see, it really pulls in to the center of that card. Just let me clean up before I make a mess again, because I know myself, guys. If I don't do this, I will ruin my card in a minute, and that's not something I want after all this hard work. Because we've put a lot of work in this card already, so there we go. Just a bit of alcohol and my mat is clean and ready to go again. Bit of paper towel. There we go. Yeah, Vaseline I've already done. I saw that from Els. Cool. I like these threads. That's that. I'm just thinking, I'm forgetting something. Yeah, I knew I forgot something. I'm going to take my black soot and just a, how do you call these? Foam, blender foam, thank you. I'm just going to make this edge black. Not much, but I do want a black edge on there. And again, it helps to bring the focus in and it helps with the grungy look. This glue does smell funny though, that 3D glue. It has a bit of a, like kit, you know, what you use in your bathroom, etc. There we go. So even if it's going onto a black matte layer, I do want that edge to be a bit more grungy, like that. Right, in comes my popsicle stick. Now let me get my sentiment that I want to use. So I've got the happy birthday. And I've got my acrylic block. And I'm going to use my VersaFine black. Hi, Anora. Didn't see you before. No, it doesn't smell after drying. It's just now that I smell this. It's like this soury, not really nice smell. So I'm going to stamp this on my popsicle. Like that. There we go. Like that. Put this to the side and that away. Then I'm going to take my scissors and very slowly I'm going to cut this as straight as I can. Well, this card isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so that's not a problem. But yeah, I just noticed that smell, but I do like the effect. And it's for some reason, it's different than foam tape. I don't know. Just going to take a foam pad and I'm going to go around this popsicle thingy with the same orange that I used to color in that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my water bottle and I'm just going to spritz that ever so slightly, but I want that oxide to oxidize the same as it did right here. I'm just going to blot it off. And now we've got a bit grungy looking popsicle stick that I'm going to go around the edge again with my black soot to give it a bit more dimension, to create a bit of a shadow there as well. And I'm going to put that right over here at the top of the card. I think. Yes. So I'm going to take my Kids' Choice glue. Again, I can't take credit for the idea. I saw someone else do it and I thought that's cool. So that's why I'm sharing it with you, because if I see a cool idea, I will share it with you guys. There we go. This is coming together even better than I hoped for, guys. I really, really like it. Right, that's that. Now, no, actually, I have a big box of these things. In the past, I did acrylic pouring, and I used these to steer my my paints. But I'm not doing that anymore. But yeah. Now I want a bit of washi tape on there. I think I got this from Tracy. Come to think of it. There we go. I just want to use this to ground that bottle a bit. No. Like that. And then this piece, I'm not throwing anything away. I'm just going to put that above my sentiment. Like that. Just like that pop of blue coming in there as well. That balances it out. I think this is already going. These are smaller actually. The ones from I've got those too. This is a big pack, and I bought these. These are from Craft Sensations. You can buy these anywhere. The popsicle sticks. These are the small ones though, so only small sentiments fit on here. I've got the bigger ones that are tongue thingies. Tongue depressors. Holzmundspatel. Das ist am Deutsch, ja. Right. Now, I'm going to use my art glitter glue to put this on there because I want this on there straight. Thank you, Belinda. Well, people ask me a lot, you only just started. How can you know all these techniques, etc.? Because I've binge-watched YouTube channels, and that's where I learned. That's where I found ECD as well, by looking at Els. And I've learned loads from Els, I've learned loads from Esther, I've learned loads from Marga, Anita. Just by watching others, you learn. And that's how I picked up on the skills. Right, now this has to be on there quite straight, but I've got a nice border around that. And I really like how that black makes it pop even more. Look at that. I'm just going to press this down. Because of all that moisture, the cardstock has curled a bit, so I really want to give that some time to really sink in. Well, I don't think it's stealing. I can only speak for myself, but if how I see it, when I share my skills or things that I pick up on Facebook or on YouTube or whatever, I do that and people are free to use it. I would be happy if I inspire people with something I do, and that's why we do it. So yeah, I call it sharing and not as much stealing. So that's that. And then here I've got my card base, and again I'm going to use my glue to put that on there. Why I'm using glue? Just because it gives me some wiggle time. I'm really not good with lining up. When it's not that big a card or anything, I will just use my my tape, the clear adhesive tape. But in this case, I just want it. Come on, I want to close my glue. There we go. And now I can still move it around a bit if I want to. And there is my finished card. Let me just put this on. Exactly, I try to give credit if I can remember, because my brain is not always in the right spot, but I always try to give credit to the person that I saw it from. In this case, I remembered the popsicle was Tracy Evans. But yeah, this is my final card, guys. I love how this came out. Look at that. I love the dimension it has. It has structure. Yeah, it's a real eye catcher. I was just about to say that, Anne. So this goes to show, even though it is an art journal collection, or it is a Planner Essentials collection, or even if it's Josette's collection, it doesn't mean it's only made for that purpose. Mix and match, guys, really. This is what I do constantly. I mix and match collections. I'm on the design team from Esther for the Planner Essentials collection, but that doesn't mean I can't mix and match and do things in my planner, use journal elements in my planner or on cards, as you see here. So yeah, that is really what I love to do, mix and match. So that was it for today's, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to win that gift certificate. And yeah, thank you very much for spending your Friday evening with me again. Hope you liked the project, and I would love to see you for another one. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Bye.